Hi, my name is Savannah. Thanks for taking interest in my project, which is to furnish the dorm rooms at CIDA South Africa, which is the first free college in South Africa. I met Thurmond Woodard in 2003 when I was in Washington, D.C., and he's been like family to me ever since. You're about to meet Taddy, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the school.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Taddy Blecher, and we got up at 4:30 this morning to make this video for you to share this beautiful dormitory and everything we're trying to do here. This dormitory is the Thurmond Woodard men's dormitory, and we hope to accommodate 200 men in this dormitory. I helped to found CIDA City campus about 10 years ago in Johannesburg, South Africa, as the first free university in the country. And soon we're going to create the preeminent center of excellence in poverty alleviation for South Africa in this very campus. The building is dedicated to this great gentleman, Thurmond Woodard. Here's a picture of him here. And Thurmond Woodard is a gentleman that passed away from pancreatic cancer, and he was the Vice President for Global Diversity and Chief Ethics at Dell Corporation. We all know Michael Dell, and Michael and Susan Dell funded this dormitory. Michael Dell started Dell Corporation in his dorm room at the University of Texas some years back in 1970. And later on, that's become the biggest computer corporation in the whole world. Because of his link and thinking about when he was at university in this dormitory, he decided to help build a dormitory for young African men in South Africa who are desperate to get a university education. All right, so we're now on the upper floor of the Thurmond Woodard men's dormitory. And as you can see all around us here, there's absolutely beautiful campus. This is part of a 7-hectare campus, which is going to be an eco-campus for Africa. So this building, as we can see, is completely magnificent. I think everybody's heard of a style of building called Feng Shui. We've built this building according to some principles called Sthapatya Ved, which is thousands and thousands of years old Vedic system of building, to create a building that feels so good to be in. There's lots of light, there's lots of air, there's 68 rooms in the building, and it accommodates just over 204 men. Come and have a look at what a room looks like. So this is one of the 63 empty rooms in the building, and I'd like to tell you a story about why it's so important for us to have a men's dormitory at all. When we started CIDA City campus in the year 2000 as the first free university in the whole of South Africa, in fact in the whole of Africa, this is a university that for only $50 allows a student to go get a whole year of university education. I remember every single morning coming in and saying hello to the students and doing announcements. And there was a young man called Stephen in the year 2000 who came up to me on his first day of university and he said, "Sir, I'm the first person in my entire family, in my entire village, who has ever been to university." And he was wearing this beautiful suit, very much like the suit I'm wearing today. Wonderful tie, wonderful shirt, nice shoes. The next day I saw him and he came up to me and he greeted me in the morning as wearing exactly the same suit. In fact, about a week later I saw him and again he was wearing exactly the same suit. After 2 weeks, the same suit. Every day so friendly, so excited. He's at university. He's the only person in his family who's ever had this opportunity. After 3 weeks, I see Stephen again. He comes up to me in the morning. His suit is torn. He's got bags under his eyes. He looks exhausted. I call him aside. I say, "Stephen, I'm very worried about you. What is the problem?" He said, "Sir, I can't tell you about it." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because if I tell you, you're going to send me back home to the village and I have to get this university degree." I said, "No, we won't send you home. Tell me what's wrong." He said, "Sir, I have a problem with accommodation." I said, "Where are you living?" He said, "Actually, I stay in Hillbrow." Now, Hillbrow is like the red light district of next to Johannesburg. A lot of prostitution, a lot of drugs, big problems in the place. I said, "Which apartment building are you staying in?" He says, "Sir, I'm not staying in an apartment." I said, "There's only apartments." He said, "No, sir, I just sleep in the streets." We realized this young man in his one and only suit was coming to university every single day. He had nothing else to change into and he was sleeping in the streets of Hillbrow. And it was then that we realized we desperately need a dormitory and we desperately need accommodation for these students. But this is what an empty room looks like. We are desperately trying to fill up all of these dorm rooms with furniture so that hundreds of young men each year can come and get their education. Let's show you what a completed room looks like just over here. So you can see how beautiful these dorm rooms look like when there's furniture. We're trying to get a double bunk with a duvet, comforter, and a sheet on each bed, 3 beds in total. We're also trying to put 2 desks in the room and a bookcase, and every single room has a cupboard as well. There's also space up here where the students can put their cases when they come from home. The students here tend to come from 11 countries across sub-Saharan Africa, and every single one of them is from a very, very poor family who could never afford to educate their children. So we need your help. Please help us to furnish these rooms. We're looking for friends and supporters all over the world who can each just fund 1 dorm room so that amazing young men who are worthy of getting an education can get this chance.